you develop is going to be good enough to play for your team. But when was the last time you heard of a player coming from Pirates development? Remember, it was that Menzi Masugu age when like Diski Challenge was still playing like those under 19 players before they changed it. Remember? So since then, when was the last time we saw new players? When was the last time?
That's the thing.
Because
They're killing it, eh?
Because Diski Challenge e re tliseditse bo Pesitao, bo Ntopule Extin, like bo Menzi Masugu. Menzi played well actually today, but anyway, I don't want to digress. But like I don't want to digress. Like he's coming to himself as a midfielder. He's understood his game. He knows what he's capable of. He knows his limits, and he played well. So my problem is with why aren't South African, like we're no longer training out develop, like no player is ready to play for. How can no player be ready to play for the first team?
For the
Like
first team.
in 7 or 8 years,
For
like
how long? Imagine for how long?
You can't tell me that there's no talent. Like the talent is there. The problem is you guys aren't training them right. That's the problem with South African football. And fifth and most important is the mental. Football is mostly played where? In the mind, man. Like in order for me, Guting one pass, like for me to see a pass that's available, or let's say I'm a defensive midfielder, to even break down an attack, I need to know where the danger's coming from, sniff it out immediately like a dog. We aren't even producing players that have that dog in them consistently and that can pick a pass. Like we aren't. Like most South African players, right? My uncle, he played. My uncle played.
Yeah, carry on.
My uncle was the scout for Shonakon. He had also played like professionally for like 10 years, like 10 or more years, man. Both my uncles played for a while, man. Played professional. One passed away, but the one that's still alive. But one that's still alive, like they did a study, right? They're like most South African players fully develop at 27. Like we can't be having that. Like when you have
that's late, bro. That's late actually.
That's way too late. That's why they're never gonna be in that elite category. And that reminded me of Mpho Makole. Like Mpho Makole really blossomed when at like 27, 28, because Mpho Makole was still rough around the edges, and when he got to 28, he had that grown man knowledge. Like he knew those passes, he knew how to make it tick, because he was always good on the ball, but he never, like sometimes he'd release it just late. But when he started 27, 28, like everything started being silky and smooth. But his prime was short. Why? Because he got to his best very late. Like
very late.
I can't be getting to
very late.
Yeah, I can't be getting to my best like at 27, 28, 29. And then 30, 31, it's over for me. Like at a big team. So we need to unlock these players. Like, what are we doing to train these players wrong mentally, man? But like, yo, fam, like we like this really needs to be like this is a problem for South African football, us developing our own players. We need to bring back schools football. And secondly, man, Denny Jordan, man, where's that money that was supposed to develop these players, man, from 2010? This Don, like we've got a Don that's an ex like that's trained to be a teacher, and he's flipping running our football into the ground. Like this Don is just lucky that like Safa just makes money because Safa likes football. A lot of people love football. Like this Don is a teacher, is a politician. Why? What the hell are you doing in football, fam? Like what qualifies you to be a football mandem? Like
you understand?
He doesn't like. If I were to speak to him about formations, I bet you that man doesn't know anything. Like if we talked about a low block, like if me and him were to sit and analyze a game, he doesn't know. I tell you, he doesn't know. He left us from his right cheek. Why? Because he doesn't know anything about football. Like we need football people at the helm of Safa and to make football decisions in order to make. And the sixth and most important point, like I did research. Okay.
I can tell.
Research.
You've been pointing out points, bro.
Like the sixth point is like most successful nations, they streamline everything. Like we don't do that in South Africa. Like PSL, yeah, man, do your thing, man. We're suffering. We're just gonna do our thing. Like the National School of Excellence, that shit is garbage. We need to get that shit way back to it belongs, man. The National School of Excellence, man, that used to produce the best. Like if you went there, like everyone's like, yo, man, you a serious sport. Now it no longer has that. We need to keep such institutions having, like, it's like Harvard, man. Like you ain't going to Harvard like if you ain't mad smart, or like if you ain't really good with your books. It's like Wits. Like if you go to Wits, like Malfoy's like like you in football, where's that institution? Like bring back School of Excellence to be what it used to be. Okay, we get it. Clubs have their own academies, but you guys should also develop players at an elite level, and also streamline everything, man. Make these clubs hire South African coaches. Make them make like a quota for South African coaches, and make some of them younger. Like so that if you have younger coaches, you're gonna have fresher ideas, and they're gonna trust new, like younger players. Why? Because they're gonna play for them, and they're gonna groom them properly the way they should be groomed. Like it's like Julian Nagelsmann. He's 33.